Experience in helping people deal with tragedy and disaster allows the faith community to gain trust, reduce fear, and spread hope where it's needed most.
And religious gatherings are emerging as hotspots now.
As COVID restrictions ramp up again across the country,
we also put out new guidelines for places of worship.
Churches must remain creative.
How was that for you?
In the 20 years I've been ministering, so I just had to imagine that they were out there and try to ignore all the empty seats.
To ensure meaningful worship while encouraging hope and fellowship amid a relentless pandemic.
In that great solidarity, we too shall rise.
Still, we find our social and spiritual interactions limited, not by choice, but in many cases by law.
Church services have resumed here in New York City, but with limited capacity.
Since COVID first hit, we've seen how loneliness, fear, and stress can overwhelm.
The church is oftentimes where people turn first when they're in a crisis and looking for help. So that one of the immediate things that churches can do would be, to provide counseling or other types of support services.
It was like, hey, I believe that the Lord is calling us out of the boat, like Peter.
Ernest Clover of DC's Dream Center says following that divine direction means leaning on faith.
I don't know where the other side is. I don't know how bad this storm will get. Lord, we are grateful that we have this opportunity to come here today.
With the blessing of his team, Clover and the Dream Center have been supporting the community.
7 days a week, giving out non-essential items has been a drastic change.
How many? Just one cold, one hot.
Temporarily scrapping other community programs to focus on food.
And I get to work there on Saturdays in the open market when they distribute produce to everyone.
And other supplies to help those in need.
I help prepare the meals that go out every day since March 16th.
It fills the gaps. I would say due to the income that comes in for me right now, it's not a whole lot, but it does what it does.
We've had over 50,000 meals go out of that window in that little White House. We've had over 100,000 hygiene items and non-perishable food items go out of this Dream Center. And something I wouldn't even have the parameter to pray for, which was fresh produce.
And much like churches and ministries elsewhere,
because the structures of society have been so thoroughly rocked to their foundations.
People are coming to the center with a hunger for more than food.
Even when we're not giving out items, they just want to talk.
A basic need that for some is no longer easily met, which health experts say can have grave consequences. As the government and healthcare system deal with areas like testing, masks, and social distancing, Dr. Stephen Gersovich says ministries play an essential role addressing the unprecedented social isolation felt by so many.
Being able to offer people, the hope that we have in Jesus Christ, and being able to, to offer people, opportunities for connectedness. We as a church are uniquely positioned to be able to care for them and to offer encouragement and hope.
Experts say outreach during this holiday season could be more important than ever. Even before COVID, this time of year can be lonely and even depressing for some of your family and friends. In Washington, I'm Tara Mergener, CBN News.